Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our today's tutorial. I'm Michael Kaiser, Director of Product Management, Kathrein Solutions, and today I will inform you about the European upper band. So I think you are familiar with the UHF RFID system. It's a system to identify, to locate, to authenticate, and to use and handle different objects. This could be items, could be boxes, could be cars or else. And this will be supplied with a transponder, and this transponder can be read with a reader, and this data can be used to handle all kind of application. Very important for this is the so-called AirInterface. This is a link between the reader and the antenna, and on the other side, the transponder. So you can send some data to the transponder, and can also read the same information from the transponder back. When we have a look in detail to the RAIN RFID system, and RAIN RFID stands here for UHF RFID, it's a frequency range, a system which uses different frequency ranges. HF RFID, which is also well known, is a system which runs with 13.56 megahertz globally. This means all over the globe we have the same frequency allocations, the same frequency to use, but for the UHF RFID system, where we have a bigger read range and read rate, we have the use of different frequency allocations. So for Europe, we have the frequency band from 865 to 868 megahertz, with a bandwidth of the channels of 200 kilohertz and a transmission power of 2 watt ERP. For USA, Canada, and some other countries, we have the so-called FCC band, which is from 902 to 928 megahertz. The channel bandwidth is 500 kilohertz, more than doubled from the European ones. And we have forward EIRP transmission power. And this was the past, and nowadays we have a so-called European upper band, which becomes more and more popular. We have this in the frequency range 915 to 921 megahertz. The bandwidth is doubled, so we have instead of 200 kilohertz, we have now 400 kilohertz, and we have a double transmission power. Instead of 2 watt ERP, we have 4 watt ERP. What does it mean? So you see here the typical lower band, which we have since the past, 865 to 868 megahertz with a transmission power of 2 watt ERP. And compared with this, the 902, 928 from the FCC band with an output power of 4 watt EIRP. New is now the European upper band, which has frequency allocation of 915 to 921 megahertz and a transmission power of 4 watt ERP. And for the explanation, 4 watt EIRP is around about 3.227 watts ERP, so it's a little bit lower. But you can see already the benefits we can get out of this. This means when we compare now European lower band and European upper band with the doubled transmission power, we have a higher transmission power. This means we can read a longer distance. We can catch tags which have a bigger distance to the antenna. We have a higher bandwidth. This means the data transmission from the reader to the transponder and from the transponder back can be much faster. And we have another benefit of this is we have the same frequency allocation compared with FCC. Because sometimes, especially when you have application in Europe and in US, it could be a problem if you have to test with 865 megahertz and in US with 900 megahertz. It's only a small difference, but sometimes it can handle that you can become some problems. You can get some problems with this because of the frequency allocation. With this new upper band, we are in the center of the FCC bandwidth. This means we have the same behaviors, the same allocations. This means the same behavior of the transponders, the same behavior of all the other equipment and all the other parts in the system. But when we have some advantages, we have also some disadvantages, and especially for Europe, for Germany and for the Netherlands, we have the problems that this upper band is not allowed. So let's have a look how we can switch on with the Kathrein reader this European upper band. So the easiest way is during the first installation. So when you take the reader out of the box and you power it up, then after connecting with the reader start software, you will see this display, and with this you see the selection you can do, either the ETSI band or the ETSI upper band, and one of them you can select. And maybe with other readers from Kathrein it looks a bit different, where we have maybe more communication standards to select, but the main thing is to select between the ETSI and the ETSI upper band, and then you can select and can press OK to define the right communication standard. And be careful, because you as an installer, you as a customer is responsible for the right uses of this RF settings. A second way is about to install to select the ETSI upper band and ETSI lower band with the expert settings one. With these expert settings, you will find with the reader start software, we have here an area where you can select ETSI or ETSI upper band, and then select this, press OK, and then the reader will handle this frequency. What does it mean? We have here the ETSI lower band, and we have the ETSI upper band. You see here we have different channels. With the upper band we have 4 channels, but also with the lower band we have these 4 channels. This means these 4 high power channels are allowed to run with 2 watt ERP. The channel 4, the channel 7, the channel 10, and channel 13. These are allowed, and on the other side you see the 4 channels you are allowed for the ETSI upper band. The good thing is that with the RAU 1400, for example, this unit is able to handle both frequency range with the same device. So you have this ETSI device of the RAU 1400, and then you can select the lower band and the upper band. Please take care that the antennas and the other equipment is also suitable for this 900 megahertz frequency bandwidth if you have to use also European upper band. And as I said before, if you have to follow to use European upper band, please be careful. In Germany and in the Netherlands, it's not allowed to use, because in these countries, military and railway operators are the owner of this frequency, and they are using this. That's why it's not allowed to run readers in Germany, in the Netherlands, with a European upper band. Nearly all the other countries in Europe, it's allowed. So in Belgium, in France, in Spain, in Austria, and Switzerland, maybe you need some special license to run this in these countries, but more or less you can use this. Sometimes only some of these channels, sometimes only 2, sometimes 3 of them, and some of these countries like Belarus, Greece, Poland, and so on, Russia and Ukraine, it's not a final decision with this. The decision is still pending, and from month by month, some countries will change, but no doubt about this that Germany and the Netherlands are already with the decision that this European upper band is not allowed. So you have seen we have some advantages to use the European upper band. So if it's allowed in your country, please try and do so, because we have a higher bandwidth. You can have a faster speed to talk with the transponder, to read some data. We have the higher output power, the transmission power, to reach a bigger distance. And if it's necessary, or if it's in your case, you can handle this ETSI upper band in the same way as we handle the FCC band. If you have both applications to fulfill, it's more similar compared with the ETSI upper band and its ETSI lower band. So I hope you have enjoyed this short webinar. I have learned something about this. If you need some support about which countries have which restrictions and how we can handle this, or some specific requirements for the European upper band, please let me know. Many thanks for your attention. Goodbye.